If you're dealing with lower back pain, these are the 4 types of exercises you need to avoid. First thing, I can't say this enough. Stop stretching your lower back. Doing things like trying to bring both knees up towards your chest, maybe even throwing one leg over to the side and trying to really twist and stretch out that tightness, or even doing the figure 4 stretch and bringing one leg up towards your chest to really stretch out that hip and back is only going to put more pressure in your lower back, creating more inflammation, prolonging the healing process. You'd be better off doing things like this. This stretch is called modified cat camel. You're going to sit back on your heels, your hands are going to be out in front of your knees. From here, you're going to round the middle of your back. You should feel a good stretch in the middle of your back, and then you're going to stick your chest out. As you stick your chest out, you're going to get to a point where you feel like you can't go anymore. Then you're going to look up towards the ceiling. You're going to go back and forth 10 to 15 times. If you do feel it in your lower back, that means you're letting your butt come off your heels and you're arching your lower back instead of the middle of your back. So make sure you only feel it in the middle of your back. The goal of this stretch is to loosen up the middle of your back so that you don't have to overuse your lower back. Second, tight hamstrings are not the cause of your lower back pain, but a symptom of your lower back pain. So standing up, bending over, touching your toes, maybe even having a seat on the ground and trying to touch your toes is pointless. It's a waste of time. Instead, I'd rather you do exercises that teach you how to use your hamstrings to take pressure off of your lower back, like this. This mini deadlift is by far my favorite way to teach people how to use their hamstrings that have lower back pain. You're going to stay nice and tall. Your hands are going to be in the front of your thighs. From there, you're just going to put a very soft bend in your knees. Then you're going to reach for your knees and push your butt out at the same time. Once you get to your knees, you're going to squeeze your glutes and stand up. You're going to go back and forth 10 to 15 times. As you get into this position, you should feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstring. That's okay. You're doing this because you're trying to learn how to load those hamstrings instead of just stretching them. And that stretch is you loading the hamstrings, which is a good thing. Back and forth 10 to 15 times, making sure as you stand up, you push the ground away and squeeze your glutes at the same time. Give it a try. The third type of exercise you need to avoid are exercises that are trying to strengthen your lower back. For example, Supermans, or even the lateral bends. They're trying to strengthen your lower back, but your lower back is having discomfort because you've already overused it. By putting more motion back there, you're going to create more inflammation, prolonging the healing process. I'd rather you spend your time strengthening the areas around your lower back, like your hips, by doing exercises like this. Bulgarian split squats are one of my favorite ways to strengthen your hip, but also keep your back in a safe environment. What I mean by that is when you go ahead and put one leg up on the bench and you're out in front like this, and you sit back, you're sitting into this hip while your back stays nice and straight. You also should be getting a nice quad stretch on the opposite side. From there, you're going to drive this foot into the ground to activate that glute and hamstring. You can also add a little bit of core to it by adding a little bit of weight just on one side. You're going to add that weight onto the side that you're kicking back. You're not going to reach for the ground. You're just going to sit into this hip, keeping your back nice and straight. If you reach for the ground, you're going to regret it. Keep that back nice and straight, squeeze that core, drive this leg through the ground, and feel it in your glutes and hamstrings. Have fun. The fourth type of exercise you need to avoid are core exercises, but not all core exercises. Only the kind that put too much pressure on your lower back. For example, sit-ups and V-ups. There's way too much flexion happening in your lower back, creating more pressure, in return creating more irritation. Russian twist, another horrible core exercise. Flexion and rotation at the same time is the easiest way to hurt your lower back. Avoid them at all costs. Instead, you should be doing body weight core exercises that keep your spine in neutral. Good news is I've already made a video on that. These are some of my favorite core exercises that are going to give you the most massive burn throughout your core. You're gonna love them. Check it out. Now that you understand what exercises you need to be avoiding, you should also be being mindful of your posture. I've already made a video on what good posture is. I'll put that down here. Check it out if you think posture is part of your problem. I guarantee you, good posture is not what you think it is. Until next time, keep moving and enjoy the rest of your day.